1, 2, the cut down about the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. Oh, it is a monster. And I just think this might be, for 2021, the Godzilla versus King Kong of the Ultra flagship scene for Android in 2021. Because my goodness, are you not going after the S21 Ultra Insane? Hold my beer and let me show you how Ultra is done. Oh my days. Specs for days. Specs for days. Boy, when I saw this one, I thought they're just doing it for fun. They must just be doing it for fun. And near enough 1-inch Samsung internal sensor for the camera, and near enough, they weren't even comparing it to smartphones. They were comparing it to the Sony RX100 point and shoot fixed camera. Listen, you lot lucky I'm on stream. I was about to just duck out. Let me transition. Let's play this. Ooh, beast, monster. This is mad. This is a mazzoline. Victors for the Gorilla Glass, obviously. Dual proper nano SIM, obviously. IP68 dust and water resistant, ingress protection, standard procedures, as we know, obviously. Also quite a chunky phone. It's an AMOLED display, and we're looking at HDR10 plus 120 hertz, 900 nits sustained, and a peak of 1700 nits. Crazy. That's probably one of the highest sustained brightness that I've seen. Okay, 6.81 inches. Ooh. 3200 by 1440p, so that's a quad high definition plus display at 20 by 9 aspect ratio, standard over 500 ppi, 515 to be specific. Android 11 with the MIUI 12.5, obviously Snapdragon 888 5nm processor, Adreno 660 as standard. Then we've got the configuration for the stock keeping units, the SKUs: 256 gigabytes of storage with 8 gigabytes of RAM, 256 again with 12 gigabytes of RAM, 512 with 12 gigabytes of RAM, but no 16 gigs. That's interesting. That is very interesting that they did not put 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's already not a point of concern, but just very interesting. UFS 3.1 as standard. Right, triple camera system, 50 megapixels, f2.0, 24mm wide. That's the standard wide. And look at that gigantic sensor size. 1/1.12. It's near enough a 1-inch sensor. That's crazy. That's near enough a 1-inch sensor. That's the sensor size close to what you find in an RX 100 point and shoot or a Sony ZV-1. 1.4 micron pixels. They've been able to keep that at a very large micron pixel size relative to the megapixels that's in the sensor size. That's nuts. Dual pixel autofocus, face detection AF, laser AF and OIS, optical image stabilization, 48 megapixels f4.1 periscope zoom, and it's a 1/2-inch sensor, 1.8 micron pixels, so it can pixel bin, and it's OIS, face detection and 5x optical zoom. Crazy. 48 megapixels f2.2, 12mm. Whoa! 12mm equivalent to full frame. 128 degree ultra wide field of view. The widest field of view I've seen is from the Asus Zenfone, which is 125. That's putting ultra wide to a whole new level. I don't know what they're going to be doing when it comes to distortion, because that's going to distort edges like nuts, unless they're using some weird hardware software level distortion management and crops that they're doing. That's ultra to a wide to a whole new perspective with face detection. Whoa. 8K 24 frames a second as standard, yada yada yada. Then you've got a 1.1 inch OLED selfie display, which is great, you know, overkill, but interesting to see how you can frame yourself. 20 megapixels. I don't understand why these selfie cameras are so high megapixels, but yet you still can't actually shoot in 4K UHD. That's already another flagship. That's already red flag, sorry. Standard Wi-Fi 6E, dual band, Bluetooth 5.2, new standard, NFC infrared port. Nice. It's nice to see that you can use that as a remote control. 5,000 milliamp battery, 67 watt charging, 100% in 36 minutes. I love these phones that can charge in less than 1 hour with good battery size. That's what we were talking about. Then you've got fast wireless charging at 67 watts as well. Boy, crazy. Okay, reverse wireless charging at 10 watts, quick charge 4.4 plus power delivery standard as well. Ceramic black, ceramic white, 1200. Quick compare, because this is the one that is trying to disturb and go against ultra. Very much level pegging. If we have a quick glance, obviously depending on what region you are, you either get the AAA or you're gonna get the Exynos 2100 for the international models for like us in Europe and UK. But here's where you have the differentiating factor. No SD card slot on both, but you do have 512 gig and 16 gigabytes of RAM, which I think Samsung made the right move, which is what I was expecting Xiaomi to do, but they didn't. Camera wise, they're going for very different philosophies, well, similar philosophies, but still different enough. Right, this looks interesting. Selfie camera, I think with what I've been experiencing on the Samsung so far, potentially the selfie on the Samsung will be better, especially for video. No need for you to be having ultra if you're not going to be letting your 4K, your cameras being so high megapixel for your selfie cameras. When the processing power is there, the sensor readout technology is there, and you are not allowing higher than 1080p recording. You are not shooting at 1440p. You're not shooting at 4K. You are not shooting at 4K UHD 60 frames a second up to. That's disappointing already. I'm going to call it as it is, right? Does it matter? Of course it matters. This is Godzilla versus King Kong. Of course it matters. These things absolutely have to matter. Where Xiaomi wipes the floor with them is overall charging experience, overall battery experience. This has been my biggest petty gripe with Samsung, really capping it and having to charge over 1 hour and not having the really fast charging speeds that define what an ultra device is. Xiaomi does. Big win to Xiaomi there. And so far with what I've experienced with the ultrasonic under display fingerprint scanner from Samsung, the best I've used so far. The fact that you don't have to turn on the screen and it's positioned so well that by muscle memory, when you lay your thumb in that arching position down and it just unlocks, boom. If they're using optical and the fact that the display has to be on, this is one thing that is great about the ultrasonic on Samsung. So I would indefinitely give the advantage to Samsung on this side here. Oh, this is a pound for pound per pound. Pound. A 1-inch main camera sensor. Are you mad? Are you absolutely mad? That's crazy. The implications of that are phenomenal for the fact that they've been able to keep a high resolution without pixel binning and kept the micron pixels at 1.4. Usually when you go high resolution like that, the pixels get smaller all the way down to what's a common thing at 0.8, and you have to pixel bin for them to behave like they're bigger pixels to get better light intake. That's already got great light intake at the high resolution of 50 megapixels without pixel binning. Understand the implications of that. You are getting close to a 1-inch sensor before pixel binning and still getting good light intake. boy, the display's on point. The battery, especially backed up by the charging experience. You guys, you all know I'm a big fan of getting the faster charging available to your phone, especially like these expensive ones. If it's not under 1 hour, I struggle to class it as fast charging nowadays. I really do. I genuinely do. So this is great to see. My feedback. I love the Alta, the design, the whole camera system, everything. Not out of vanity, but the selfie, if you're gonna go ultra all the way. I don't know why you're not allowing these cameras on a selfie to shoot in 4K UHD. It makes a difference, man. It makes a massive difference. If you've seen any of my ultimate camera comparisons, shooting these selfie cameras with 4K UHD, with stabilization, in high frame rate and high dynamic range, with XDR and HDR, it blows my mind how good these selfie cameras can be when you allow them to. Why cap it? Why cap it? But regardless of that, the impressive stuff that I've seen with that main camera sensor, high resolution, high sensor size, high pixel micron pixel size, with all the things that assist with AF phase detection, as well as laser, as well as having optical image stabilization, as well as having crazy optical zoom, as well as having a crazy ultra wide to be tested to see how the distortion works with the ultra wide. Wow. And you lot are telling me smartphones are boring, even these solid state ones. Come on, please stop it. Stop it. Don't mismove that. Stop it. No way. That's crazy. They should definitely have had a 16GB RAM option. 100%. It's like, oh, who do you need 16GB of RAM? You don't need any of these things. But if you're going to be in the arena where you're doing ultra, do ultra all the way. All the way. But this is so far good. I want to see some tests on it. I don't even know if it's going to be coming to the shores of the UK. But if I've got connects, I can send it over and get me. Best believe. But yeah, this is impressive. Giving my thoughts on the outside looking in, the good and the bad, my concerns, availability, where it sits, what it missed and why it did, you know, but overall, wow. What a great outing. Beast. And those are my thoughts on the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra.